Hi there, and welcome back to the history of Fleetwood Mac. This is Anita, and I want to, AKA the show specifically tonight, a complete dumpster fire. And that is because I was ill prepared to make the video tonight, and then I thought, it's okay, I'll wait until midnight and then I'll go live. And here it is after midnight, and I've been on this platform for 1 year, made over 300 videos, and the YouTube thing says, hold tight, you can do your video, but you sit tight for 24 hours, it'll be ready then. So your first live stream to go on YouTube, you would have to wait 24 hours. Does that make any sense to you? So I'm very late with this video for the evening, but here's the deal. So I think I told you some time ago that we were thinking we might be heading back to California for a little while. And my boyfriend was, poor guy, he's just, at that a different location, like I told you, without all the details, but and his work called him on Thursday, and they're like, oh, by the way, you're on vacation as of Monday. So we've had zero time and zero plans to get ready to do anything, and we are leaving bright and early tomorrow. It's like I said, it's midnight, so not tomorrow, tomorrow's today. So sometime in the next, who knows, however many hours, but we'll be heading out. So I wanted to make you a video for Monday, let you know about a cool thing that I got over this last weekend for Record Store Day, and to let you know, please, I will not be making any videos for at least a week. I want to say a week from today, so a week from Monday possibly. It might be that I can have one made Monday night for Tuesday, but I don't think I could have one made Sunday night ready for Monday. Just there's no time to plan, and I don't even know that, I always worry that I have that much content anyway. So there's just no way to make 5 days worth of videos. It just wasn't going to happen. So I hope you're patient with me. It's a long trip to and from California, so please send me lots of, go back and watch my old videos and comment on them, because it'll give me something to read, reply, and do while I'm there. But tonight's video is still a video related to Fleetwood Mac, and that is the tribute to Fleetwood Mac. This was a Record Store Day exclusive, as shown here. This was an album that came out, I want to say 2012, that is correct, and I purchased it on CD, and I might have listened to it a couple times, but I was looking at the record today, and I was talking to somebody else, and somebody was mentioning that they really liked the version of Straight Back by a band called Washed Out, of whom I've never heard of before. But there's a lot of really good acts on this album, and even though I like some of these bands, I have a really hard time with people doing Fleetwood Mac music. I want them to give it their own twist, but then I also want them to be faithful. And because those two things canceled each other out, I just don't listen to it. But there is Rhiannon, which is covered by a band called Best Coast, and that lady's got a really, I'm sorry, I don't know who the lead singer is, but she's got a great voice. I have a couple records by them. There's the song Think About Me by the New Pornographers, and they have been around forever. It's so funny because I used to know a Fleetwood Mac fan who was an equal New Pornographers fan, and, just was as many shows of them as Fleetwood Mac. I can't really tell you any of their songs. I know they have a couple of hits. Angel is covered by Marianne Faithfull, so that's a kind of cool thing. Silver Springs is covered by Leaky Lee. I don't know if that's how you say her, or Likey Lee. But I know that she's pretty. I don't want to say she's big, but she's pretty dominant in the indie arts and music and stuff. That's All for Everyone is covered by Tame Impala. I love Tame Impala. Super disappointed by them live, but I really like them. And I can just imagine. I don't recall that song, and I actually in 2012, I'm not sure that I was that familiar with them, but I got familiar with them a couple albums into their career, and I'm just absolutely crazy for them. But like I said, live they were just not one of my favorites. Speaking of that, funny enough, Sisters of the Moon is covered by Craig Wedren. I'm not sure who that is, with St. Vincent. St. Vincent opened for, I want to say it was Florence and the Machine a couple years ago. It was Lizzo and St. Vincent and Florence. And I didn't know who Lizzo was at the time. Now I'm a big fan, even through all of her, drama and stuff, canceled and all that kind of crap. But I was super excited for St. Vincent. Did not care for her live at all. It was just, she seems like she was kind of showing off, and she's a very talented woman. She's one hell of a guitar player, but it just really seems like she was just kind of parading around, being super cute on stage. And we're like, yeah, I don't know what that was all about. So, but again, I really do like her. Don't know much about her music, but I've always just kind of liked her. Dreams is covered by a band called The Kills, and I know of them, but I don't know how much they've done. Future Games, which is a great song is covered by MGMT, and that is a really great combo. I mean, again, can't recall how it sounds, but MGMT with Future Games is just, to me, that right there is actually the best pairing of a particular song by Fleetwood Mac and an artist to cover it. So there's that. And then the last thing that I thought was really good is Hold Me is covered by Haim. So there's, like I said, there's a lot of good acts on there. And I really need to go back and give it a listen. In fact, maybe I'll pull that CD out for the trip and just give it a whirl, see if I can listen to a couple of things. But, 2 LP, pardon me. Of course, the CD was only 1 disc. But there's that. And then if you didn't read it, it was a vinyl debut of the acclaimed all-star indie rock tribute, 2 LP on translucent sea blue vinyl. This didn't do so good when it came out. It just doesn't make any sense to me to have released this. I really do believe that Record Store Day is getting extremely lazy in their titles, and they're certainly raising the prices. I got another record here by a band called My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult. I am stupid for this band. Complete night and day from Fleetwood Mac. And this release, if I wanted to go on Discogs right now and get the original release of this as a used record, it'd be like $14 to $24. But this one, the new release, because this cover glows in the dark, oh my God. And the vinyl is like smoke, it's kind of, smoky looking, and it's on 2 LPs, remastered, all that kind of crap. $50 for this release. And I'm one of like a handful of people who knows who the band is. I guarantee. Not because they're not popular, not because they don't have a following, but it's just, there are select people that would go to Record Store Day and be like, oh my God. And to be honest with you, I didn't think I'd find it. Record Store ended up, I couldn't get there till 3:30 in the morning. And usually I'm there by about midnight. And I'm sometimes within the first 40, 50 at the max, but I'm usually better than that to be inside the door to get stuff. And I had a list. This was actually high. This was the highest thing on my list, to be honest with you. And then there was the Fleetwood Mac by Tusk by Camper Van Beethoven. There was a Madonna album, which is out on CD, and it was released as a 2 LP set, but they wanted $55 for that one. And this one, as it was $38, and the Camper Van Beethoven Tusk, I think, was $42 or $45 for not such a great album. It's fun. It's got its, I've talked about this. Go back and watch my video on the, etc. type of Fleetwood Mac CDs and such that I have. There's very much a charm to it, but you certainly, when you put the needle on the record, you'll totally want to just turn it off and go back and listen to the real deal. But I'm a Camper Beethoven fan. They actually, if you know anything about them, they split up and I can't remember the other band just off the top of my head, but those guys in there are in different bands, have other bands, and all of their music that they do is just a lot of fun. I want to say Cake. I don't think I'm right, but something like Cake and something else, but I can't remember. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But anyway, so there's this, and there was The Cure's Greatest Hits, $48 for that record. It was insane. If I had a list, I don't think I mentioned this, but I made out a list of the things that were definitely of interest to me. This is not talking about getting anything to flip, which I've talked about or maybe haven't, but that's something I'm not especially fond of doing. But, with all this stuff, I usually just want to cover what I bought so that everything is not, everything is covered. And the flipping, sometimes it can be one record that can maybe pay for all your stuff, and then you're able to keep the rest and just sell it to other people who maybe didn't get it for a certain amount. But I'm not out to like flip records. That's not my goal when I get there. But there was a couple other things, and I thought, well, other people might want these. But the list that I had with the handful of things, there's like a Ray Charles. I'm a super big fan of his. There was this tribute record, the Camper Van Beethoven, Madonna, all that was $620. And I think that was for 11 records. Do the math on that. It's absolutely insane. As it was, I got out of there, somewhat unscathed, and I've somewhat made my money back on some things. And, it's a slow process this time, but it will happen. And, but anyway, so that is this. This was the insert that it came with, which is really cute. And just tell me that you want me. But then the penguin on that side, which is really cool. What's also really nice is the pictures on the inside. I don't recall that the CD, maybe it did. The CD was a gatefold. And I think I still have the plastic on it. So it could be that all these pictures were in there. But the pictures of Fleetwood Mac, and then all the songs, who they're by, and such like that. And then I want to say there is a special thanks to a bunch of people that don't include Fleetwood Mac, but Fleetwood Mac is listed with damn near everybody: Peter Green, Mick, Jeremy, Bob, John, Danny, Christine, Bob Welch, Dave Walker, Bob Weston, Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie, Billy, Rick, Dave Mason, and Becca. So I mean, they did go completely down the whole. Is that everybody? No, it can't be. Well, I don't know. It's pretty good. But anyway, yeah. So there was a lot of that, and again, like all the thank yous and stuff like that. But anyway, there's that, and I'm going to show you the vinyl. It's cool. It is kind of cool to have this on the record label. That's kind of cool. Take that out and show you. Oh, and I really like the back of it too. That's really cute. Oh, it's very pretty blue. If you can see that better, a little bit better. But the label on this side, like this. But this is really cute on the flip side. I really like this a lot. That's a really cute label. That's really cute. So yeah, same like that. I think that, yeah, everything's the same color, so it's not like there's a different color on the other side to indicate, record 1 or 2. They look exactly the same color. It's not like one's one color and one's another. Exactly the same color. So as you can see. Yeah. So anyway, that is that. Like I said, I wanted to share this with you. I would have done so anyway if, and I'm sorry I did not get this out on time, like for my midnight, premiere for, the following day. When it was getting closer to midnight, I'm like, I'm just going to go live and, talk about this and share everything with you. And that would be fine. I was very, very surprised. It kept saying, hold tight. We're getting it together for you. I didn't see the 24-hour thing. I had it on a certain view, and it wasn't coming up like that. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if anybody else got anything Record Store Day. I love talking about that stuff. Primarily any Fleetwood Mac things related, or anything that you might have gotten, or if you're a participant of that, or what your opinion is on that, or anything. I would love to hear about it. And also, please, this is a perfect time to go back to my old videos. And just like I said, comment on them. Maybe if you haven't seen them, or there's a few you need to catch up on. I would love to hear that. So thank you so much. I'll see you in about a week. Again, sorry I didn't have the content. There was just no time to make it. And but when I come back, maybe I'll be a little relaxed and a little bit more level-headed to see where I'll go next and do the right, instead of going off on all these different tangents. Maybe I'll just get back on track and keep going in the order. Probably not. Don't get your hopes up. But thank you again so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.